We know what's about to happen. Let's get down to it. I'm pretty excited for this. The ship is leaving port soon. Get off. Now. Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally. The debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth. I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all. And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganov. You know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you? How can you... Good gracious, Sholmes. You mean you've worked it out? All of it? It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. What is this? Oh, we have 8 minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Yeah. Time's of the essence. Oh, Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. That is what I said. Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it. What? Ah, yes, of course. I see you've noticed it too, Mikitoba. Then please, do take the lead. What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jigoku having disembarked 2 hours ago? Oh, we're going straight to it. Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Mikitoba. It's been 10 years since we last did this, Sholmes, not 3. Why, of course it has. Quite. Now all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. As I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe, and the answers become clear. So, impress me. I think I can manage that. I love that we're officially reframing all of Sholmes' bumbling deductions as literally. This case alone reframes all of Sholmes' bumbling deductions throughout the whole 2 games as him literally trading Susato and Ryunosuke in the art of deduction. In a really fucking clever way too, because they're such big fans. We want to play the game. We want to get in on this. Mr. Sholmes? Can I examine? No. I'll just jump right into it then. Oh, you can take that. The dance! Tap dance! Let him go! Just out of your dance fly as fuck. Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand. Get your mind off the refreshments, Sholmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? But I would say she'll run from us. Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Oh, that's right, they are. Then I was in the cabin next door, and Seishiro was, yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage. As I suspected. Well, you see. There are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide. Dark secret? What traces? I know nothing about this. Ah, this is news to you too. Is it Mr. Stroganoff? Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabinet of some nefarious activity. And there's something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice. Like out of place in here? What's the key to this, Mikitoba? Remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something quite incongruous. I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikitoba. No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we well know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. Alright, what do we got? It's rather awkwardly hiding the traces of a crime. Wish I could examine you. But I mean, I guess what was it? Score! At the point, it's the rules of passage in this frame here. They're obviously out of place. Wait, they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match. What's that hiding on the wall? Ah, you are right. When did frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroger? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Ah! Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve. So, Mikitoba, why don't you lift the frame off that wall? Right? Ooh! That looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting walls? I see, the projectile has been removed. The careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. Ah! I have the distinct impression that you are attempting to shield said occupant. I didn't know what you are talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern Stranger? Ah. So we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. Ah. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains why the reason why you're lying for the man. Oh. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense, as clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes. My dear Mikitoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it. So I'm to glare at the fellow from all sides? Well, I can certainly do that. Get your best glare on. Can I examine? Oh. Banknotes. Hello.
Take that!
Time is of the essence, so you can't mindlessly examine everything. Contextually, that makes sense. I don't know if it's intentional. It's almost too obvious for words. Right. Universal language of the world. Money. Ah! I'd wager that Eastern fellow in question is Seishiro Jigoku, yes? Ah! So I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But... I believe you know Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. That was an obvious fucking glance. As always, Mikitoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something there, Miss Sholmes. We found the chink in this burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. In the most fucking obvious gaze of all time. Slightest flicker of pupils, a minutely delayed blink. A minutely delayed blink, or an obvious fucking 270-degree head turn. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. I'd hardly call this barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man's turned his entire head. Not exactly what you describe as a furtive glance, is it? Almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow. I wonder what he is looking at. The thing that's been conveniently emptied out. Although also, and on the note of not being able to examine shit, we did already spend like half an hour examining shit last video. So, in theory, if I didn't take like a month between recording these two parts, it would be more immediately obvious what things are. You turned immediately to look at this large truck, didn't you? Ah! The truth is, Seishiro Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is at this very moment doing his best to stifle his breath inside its trunk. If he still has a breath to take. I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. Imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interests for us to open the trunk as quick as possible. But can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it at our departure. Of course. In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody that somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff. Oh. No, I know nothing about combination lock. 5231045. Oh, don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Huh? Obedient? Now, Mikitoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? How on earth do you expect me? 5231045. It's a 7-digit number, remember? Quickly now, we have little time. Uh, 5231045.
Take that!
Click. Did it? It's open. Had to meddle, didn't you? Hello, you. Well, Eugene, you found me now. Say, shut up. I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it were some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Ah, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've read stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil's in the details, Mikitoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend, traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone. Things turn sour. I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Seishiro, are you going to explain all of this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here in this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey? Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed till goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So I decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it. I'm afraid so, yes. Of course I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. Somewhat surprising, I must say. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. I don't care for your opinion. Ooh, burn. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket, and here I am. Just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in the cabin. So you'd already purchased your return ticket before we even docked in Dover, hadn't you? Prevent anyone else from taking this cabin and seeing the evidence. Is that it? Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Well, a mere 5 minutes, this ship will set off on its onward voyage and may not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this Seishiro. Take it. What is it? It's the subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be. Oh, that glare. You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go. That's a very pointed glare. That's a good expression. Oh, one moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jigoku's truck. I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that? Seishiro. I can't help you, I'm afraid. It was a small component from something. But what, I have no idea. But by the look on his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know. Well, let us pocket a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France. Machine part? The hell is this? Well, young Naruhodo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant. We found Seishiro Jigoku, which is enough to keep the trial going. So what happens now? Hi. Kazuma Sogi. I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie. Still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. No more than you're saying. During the past 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jigoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained. We must accept the unfortunate conclusion. The Reaper has already done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. Prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. No, the trial cannot end now. You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. And you should know never to presume when the battle is won. What has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion. That the accused is guilty. All relevant testimony? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court has yet to hear a single word of testimony. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel. Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible. Witness is already on his way and is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Who on earth is this crucial witness? Seishiro Jigoku. Right man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Judge Jigoku? You found him? The investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest that Jigoku was already dead. How in the name of God did you find the man? He was located in France during the recess, at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of the Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions. Herlock Sholmes. Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death. So along with Prosecutor Asogi, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness. Who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st October. Well, it would appear that it's too soon to move to adjudication at this point. Prosecution concurs. Court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. No objections from either side. No, my lord. No objections, my lord. I don't have a right to object. We live to fight another day. The skin of our teeth. Oh, investigation? Alright. Expected halt of proceedings sent a clamor around the courtroom. Outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. A little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street. Holy shit, that's a feast. We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you have had an even more wearing day than Mikitoba and I, no? You could say that. You were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor, Asogi, had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Kazuma's changed. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, it's incredible. I think that he'd even entertain the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've never met the young man as a corpse. All this started almost a year ago now. Mr. Sholmes still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Oh, then I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, there's another country, Mr. Sholmes. So, what news of Judge Jigoku? We took him to Scotland Yard. Investigating detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikitoba. It must be quite a shock for him. Yes, I picked this up at the telegraph office on my way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. What? Put upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh, you've had a reply already? What's so urgent though, Mr. Sholmes? Such matters can wait till later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present. That's good news, because supper is ready, everyone. Ah, feast it is. I'm none the wiser, I think the trial will won already. Roast beef, kibbers, stew, steak, and kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding. Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up. In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only one set with a helping of pheasant as well. Oh, sorry, honey, not there. That's Papa's place. Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening? Yes, that place is for Susie's daddy. Oh, well, for me. That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Miki. I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you. Oh, come on. Speak your mind. It's a shame, really. What do you mean? Oh, no. Well, for a brief moment I believed it. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean. Oh! Oh? Iris, do you mean... Yes, I know now. I overheard yesterday. Secretly listening to the conversation you had. After I tricked you all into thinking I left. Sneaky. What? What? This does not surprise me, but this understanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. Actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Mikitoba are Iris's father. Oh. Yes, about that, Iris. You know I know. You can't tell me at the moment. Oh, Iris. Residents, by the way, waive an apology. Sorry for eavesdropping. Oh. No, that's quite alright. I'm not getting any apologetic pheasant. Just who is Iris's father? I suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. So then let us dine, while our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. A fine idea, Sholmes. It all looks absolutely delicious. Eat as much as you'd like. There are always seconds. This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. That telegram from Japan about Cosimo. Can't let this slip away. Yeah. Oh, look at him. Sholmes? Oh, just Sholmes then. Alright. Unless we're all here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing? No, Pheasant. Surely it's abundantly clear. I wasn't brooding over Mikitoba's refusal to share his pheasant with me. Nevertheless, I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes. Sorry, Hurley. I cooked that pheasant especially for Susie's daddy. Even though I've played the role of father to you for far longer. Mr. Sholmes? Could I discuss some things with you? Certainly, my dear fellow. I find myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. No doubt. You're hungry to learn more of my deep love of game. Probably contained my curiosity on that one. You needn't look at me in that fashion. What fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpheasant matters to discuss. Ooh. Once more with feeling. Holmes, would you mind looking? Okay, we can't say anything. We have to discuss unpheasant matters. It's hardly the time, Mr. Naruhodo, as I'm sure you will appreciate. Oh, no, of course not. It's just entirely drawn to one single matter now. Pheasant! You would think you haven't eaten in weeks! So, what was in the telegram you received back from Japan, then? Ah, this. I think my lucky stars had arrived in time. Record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. Yeah, this is the telegram that, we got at the end of the first game. What? Those 4 names. We've come across that exact same list before. They came up with that unforgettable case last spring. appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be masking monumental intrigue. Plot that involved the sale of British government secrets to foreign states. Exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of the message. K. Yasugi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. Asa Shin went to Japan and killed John H. Wilson. Cosmo Sogi was going to Great Britain. Didn't find the names out until the case was over. We never did get to the bottom of what they meant. We knew. It's that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. So why are the names coming up again now? Yeah. Where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes? I have here the message I had wired yesterday. Let me read it to you. Enter Judge Jigoku's office undetected to investigate telegram records. Expect to find communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names. Need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of that nature. Osanaga! Rosanaga did it! Yes! You asked Inspector Hosanaga to undertake such an onerous task for you? And in by name? Wonder what guise he opted for this time. Dressed up as you, probably. My dear fellows, it was a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, a list of names was found in Seishiro's office, as Sholmes predicted. So you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was sent to Judge Jigoku? He was the intended recipient. I don't believe it. That doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies. I did formulate a hypothesis about that. Without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Mr. Sholmes, it's deadly serious for once. Oh, we don't get to hear it? The great the lie of the great detective, the tragedy we had to go through on the SS Beria. It was all for nothing. Cosmo wasn't dead at all. We're completely taken in by the lie you told us. Your great detective's lie. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan. His remains, you mean? Precisely, Miss Susanna. And then, I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead. Why, you mean... The arrangement between our 2 countries was already in place. 1 university student, lawyer, and 1 judicial assistant to be accompanied on the study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at least. Wait, did you mean to say that it was all in aid of stopping Cosmo coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo. Is there not somebody who quite casually urged you to continue the voyage to England? The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. So, you manipulated me. I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it. It was all contrived. I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. Who was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator? What do you suppose became of her? Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. I seem to remember Mrs. Usato and I had some rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. Deserved every word, I'm sure. I wonder if she made it to America then. I hope so. She deserved it. I'm afraid I simply cannot comprehend it. Would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? How are you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain? You recognize the name Misogi? Truth is, 12 months ago. There was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see. Oh! Omen died at this very moment in time. Close at hand. One of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago? It's close at hand? I need to find out exactly what Mr. Sholmes knows. There's no room for doubt with your instructions in this telegram, Mr. Sholmes. We're very clear that it was Judge Jigoku's office that should be searched, so you obviously knew that's where this list of names would be found. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. But we only learned of these 4 names just over 6 months ago now. Only because they appeared as part of the top-secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, yes. At the time, you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan. Around 6 months before that, approximately this time last year, in fact, we were both still in Japan. It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others for intercepting state secrets. Because after all... Did you? I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communications between the British and Japanese governments. Perpetually doing what? How? Never mind the details. I'm very much minding the details. I mean, I'm glad, but... good lord. No secret is safe from Herlock Sholmes when he has designs on knowing it. Oh my, Mr. Sholmes, what a fabulous line. Now, 1 month after that list of 4 names was wired to the recipient Jigoku, Japan, Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. As soon as I learnt of the incident, my hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partly correct and partly mistaken. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that would have followed. Mr. Sholmes, please, tell us all you know. Tell us about these 4 names and the tragedy to which they're all somehow connected. Well, like, how was Asash? We know John H. Wilson did the autopsy on Clint. How is Asashine connected to it? By any more... Maybe it is that she's just connected to this on account of being a killer for the quote-unquote Reaper. As I said, when I learned of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, I immediately turned to those 4 names, because you see, there was someone else on the list, who I believe to be recently deceased. What? Who? A Shin, as it was transcribed in Japanese script. Actual fact, Miss Asashin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, well known among London's unsavory classes. Oh, I see. You... But she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. I came to the logical conclusion that she had herself been killed. And accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list. Soki and T. Gregson. Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. I determined it would be safest if younger Sogi were to stay away from Britain. So that's why you went to such lengths to prevent his study tour from going ahead? Exactly. Oh, you already knew who Cosmo-sama was, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, yes. Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I've covered as many tales about Sogi to him in my letters. News of Dr. Wilson's death, of course. So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? Oop! No. Oh, Iris. Well, it wasn't my daddy, but still. That's very sad. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you. No. You just told us, Mr. Sholmes. It doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis. A big hole, Mr. Naruhodo? Ah, yes. You mean about Asashin, I presume. Oh, of course. Exactly. She wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan, posing as a visiting student under the assumed name of Dizelle Brett. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow. I only became aware of that fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel. There. Ah! Upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis that I'd formed surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. What? Topsy? What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Mr. Sholmes? I believed all 4 names on the list to be the names of victims. However, I was mistaken. Very much so. Asashin was a killer. This telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? It's a mere turn to die level shit over here. Indeed, it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Dr. Wilson. The visiting student status being merely a front. Ah! Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions. So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Asashin is because he was the target of an assassination? And formed with that knowledge, fresh consideration of this telegram. This list in a very different perspective. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you? This was another among the 4. Subsequently became a visiting student. Wait, you mean... Of course. Name you only know too well. Know only too well. You mean... Kazuma? Oh! He did say in court earlier today. Yes, on the 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out on a mission. And that mission was the assassination of the Mark. Young Mr. Asoki accepted that mission a year ago now. Surely not. In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say. Detailing an assassin exchange. An assassin exchange? Good Cosmo possibly have gotten involved in something like that? God. Yeah, it's all coming together now. Let's assume that we have two parties, each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. These two parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. It's like the parable of the two folks who meet up in the train and decide to kill each other's wives or some shit. That would then be an assassin exchange. To begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan, where she kills their target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. It certainly does sound like an exchange. But what on earth is the point? Forget Naruhodo. This is the British assassination. The British assassin at least escaped conviction. Thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh, yeah. Such jurisdiction should be null and void under the terms of the new treaty between our two countries. The fact that it was brought into play suggests intervention at the very highest levels. Highest levels? These murderers were two sides of the same coin, linked not by a common motive but by contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated. Yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular devilish scheme. That disassociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. Wait a minute, Sholmes. This telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins as you're suggesting. It would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seishiro Jigoku at all. It would mean Asoki's target was actually Inspector Gregson. What? Asuma was here for Gregson? There's Jigoku wasn't actually the mark? Yes, that's exactly what it means. I told myself, personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe. Mr. Sholmes. I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position. That's why he was going to France? Obviously, with the young pickpocket in tow. Yes, Gina. Think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition. He's transferring to the Paris police and taking Gina with him. But without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems. Sadly, it turned out to be his very last. Too much to take in. How much did you know about his Reaper activities? Alright, everyone. That's quite enough of all that serious talk for one day. Isn't it early? I mean, look at the time. Ah, right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to my hotel room now. This has certainly been a night to remember. It is a little bit sad, though. I mean, I like the idea of you being my daddy. Because then, Susie would have been my big sister. I'm sorry, Iris. I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing. Were you? But if somebody like me would be worthy, I would be delighted to become your sister. What? Really? Oh, yes, without question. So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to throw Ryuno to the floor. Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure. You didn't have to agree quite so readily. Oh, but wait a minute. If Susie's going to be my big sister, you be my big brother if you really want to, Runo. Hmm? I mean, yes, of course. If you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. Well done, Iris. You must always be mindful of feelings. I've raised you so well. You didn't give me any pigeon. Any pheasant. Is being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally. No pheasant or Holmes. Right, I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now. It's for my big brother and sister. What's all this talk about preparing for tomorrow? Preparing what? Hee hee. You'll just have to wait and see. Oh. Okay. Yay. Good luck in court tomorrow. Expecting a sterling performance. I'll do my very best, of course. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings became a crucial turning point. Exposing new truths while posing new conundrums. A list of 4 names in the telegram in Judge Jigoku's office. The extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had somehow become involved. Not as though I had been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden. At the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. Aww. That echoes my feelings on Susato and Ryunosuke. They're so family-coded. They're so sibling-coded. I love them. Part 2, The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. We will conclude. We will resume next time. I don't know how long the trial's going to be, but it's going to be wild. Until then.